Legend Series, everybody. I am Squid CS, and we have a great show for you tonight. Just the one best of two. It's the Masse versus Pompa. We've got the Russian side, Masse, who are always a fan favourite, taking centre stage, and the Pompa Stomper taking it as well, obviously from Poland. Today on the schedule, that is the only game that we will be showing. Obviously, there was supposed to be a game before. We'll be bringing that to you at another time. That's unfortunate, but we have got one action-packed game of Counter-Strike for you today. Obviously, we are almost done with our week 4, and this is the last game this week, and we've had many great games. Starting with that Epsilon one, it was a big 2-0 to start off the week. We had Pompa playing, XCOM playing, many other teams. We're talking about Legend Series, and obviously we've got a lot of newer viewers out there. If you haven't watched Legend Series before, here's a little explainer to show you what it's all about. CSGO Legend Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose. All matches will be broadcast twice per week, live from the ELC Hamburg studios, home of Big Betting. An all-exclusive, all-inclusive $25,000 prize pool Legends Cup awaits, where the two European champions will face off against a team from the US and a team from China. This is where legends are born. Welcome to Legend Series. Go to elcgaming.com for more information. So a brand new point system. That's exactly what we're putting into action, and we've already put it into action, as you can see on our leaderboard. Masse just verging around that 5th, 6th place marker. You can see them. They've slipped as of a couple of days ago, as of a couple of other teams getting back up onto 4 digits above that 1500 elo, which we call standard. And obviously their opponents today, Pompa, taking 5th place. Remember that the top 4 will get to the Legend Series offline final, where they're going to be playing for 2 spots at the Legends Cup. You can see on the board as well, Playing Ducks right at the bottom. They're German. After a couple of poor performances, and right at the top it's Nexus Gaming, who started Legend Series off fantastically, picture perfect, 2 pretty flawless and spotless series. You can see EPG, Pride, the other 2 teams taking that top 4. Either way, we want you to get involved in the discussion over the next couple of days and over the next couple of hours. If you use hashtag Legend Series on Twitter, you can answer today's question, which is, who do you think's going to win? Is it going to be Masse or is it going to be Pompa? So if you've got Twitter, go to elcgaming.com. That's twitter.com/elcgamingtv. Make sure you're answering that question with a hashtag Legend Series. Who do you think is going to win? Is it Masse or Team Pompa? Either way, we will get into today's news. We'll be talking about the teams in just a few moments, but we like to break down the news. We like to keep everybody informed in chat, everybody out there. So let's see what we've got on today. We like to kind of run through everything with people. It's a pretty permanent feature on the show. Config saying someone hacked his Facebook account, or Faceit account, sorry, and spent all of his points on World of Tanks Russia only. Obviously, Config playing for North in the past and then moving over to Optic. That is a bit of a shaky start to the year for him. Obviously, moving over, I felt like he would have probably had a good place on Astralis, and that's why the Danish scene is struggling so much right now. But in the next couple of months, I guess we've got Blast Pro Series, we've got ESL 1 Cologne as well, that's going to be held in Brazil. Once again, I'm sure Astralis will be there competing for $200,000. We've got a bunch of Counter-Strike coming up, and it all starts with DreamHack Marseille in France, obviously in Marseille. Later, I think that's in maybe 3 weeks' time as well, so maybe Astralis proves a real big factor in that. I'd like to see them get Config on side as well. Make sure, guys, if you want to get involved in the discussion, you can chuck it in the Twitch chat as well. We'll be watching that throughout today's broadcast. Taco on Twitter teasing us again. Let's see what he has to say. D-Day, D-A-Day. A couple of memes there as well. Obviously, Taco recently booted from the SK lineup, benched, let go. It's kind of the question, where is he going to go at this point? I've spoken to Taco. His English is absolutely exceptional. He's maybe got one of the best English skill sets for a foreign player that who I've ever seen or ever spoke to. So Taco can definitely hold his own when it comes to these teams like Cloud9 and Team Liquid, who they say that they've been practicing with him. They say that they've been undergoing discussions, undergoing practice sessions with Taco, and I think he could be a really valuable asset to any team, especially if your practice isn't really pinpoint and really nailed down. Taco's one of those players who's played with Fallen for some time at this point, maybe mid-2015, I think, so he's very well versed into the strategy, the dedication that you need to be a top professional team. Taco knows the routine that you have to get into if you want to be the best. I think that Taco is a massive asset to any team out there, and I want to see Taco get picked up again. There's Bolts as well. Or the 1 versus 4. Let's have a look at this. I want to have a little look. Got 500 people in the chat. Thanks very much for joining us, by the way. If you want to ask any questions, you can get in the Twitch chat as well. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, it's lagging out. Nah, we'll go for something else instead. Good to God Swag.
Swag, though, counts for something.
Swag is definitely one of the most sad cases in NA. It felt like he could have definitely been one of the better players in the world, and this is exactly why. You can just see that this is just phenomenal stuff as well, and obviously like a crazy prospect. They're 15-1 down as well, so to have that sort of mental fortitude to make a big clutch like that really shows why he is so popular. But today we're talking about teams at the opposite end of the globe. Pompa and Masse. Russia probably exactly polar opposite ends of the globe to America as well. So let's have a little chat about them. Obviously, Masse, you're talking about players like Q Rush, who is that big streamer on that side. Somebody that we love to see, somebody who had some brilliant performances last week, made a couple of top 5 highlight plays. I think that Q Rush is probably one of the players to watch out for today. He can bring an amount of confidence to a team that doesn't always happen. That can work the contrary as well. It can mean that if they are not firing on all cylinders, they can really get shut down. They can really be put in a much deeper hole where other teams might be able to battle their way out. Q Rush isn't too much like that. When we're looking at Pompa, maybe we're looking at players like Hyper. He's an extremely experienced player. He's somebody who obviously knows his stuff. He can keep a level of composure as well that other players can keep. And you can see that rating. It's pretty decent considering that he's on a team who haven't been able to net too many wins. So if you go to their games on HLTV, they've been very, very hit and miss. Obviously, the games on HLTV, they're always pretty exceptional when you come to the scoreline, when you come to how good the field of talent is here. And Hyper is one of those players who can really hold his own when it comes to this higher level opposition. Maybe on Pompa as well, you're talking about a player like Neeks, who in the last couple of weeks have been maybe the best player on this Pompa side, which is really kind of better to see. Obviously, Pompa, they've not been doing too well. They've only played one game here at the Legend Series and had one loss. That's against Nexus, who you saw on the leaderboard earlier, were number one place on 1,544 legend points. And a lot of these players have had top 5 plays, big plays. We're going to have a little look at the top 5 plays of last week right now. We don't have them. We don't have the top 5 anyway. We're not gonna see that. We won't see that at all. Maybe we should talk about Pompa, and maybe we should talk about them a little more, because I feel like in this series, both of them are around this like 160 rank on HLTV, where they haven't really been noticed yet. They haven't really been given the opportunity to shine and to play. But Masse, they're getting invited to more and more tournaments now. Obviously, Legend Series, brilliant opportunity. You just saw the trailer there, the explainer. We've got 12 to 16 weeks of play for these teams. The Masse are going to get to play against the whole field, 11 other teams. That is a great amount of experience. And in best of 2s as well, not just in best of 1s where you can have a one-map wonder, gain points, and run away with it. Best of 2 where you're really, really challenged. And I think the best thing about this legend point system is, obviously, in a best of 2, you've really got to win. Otherwise, if you get the 1-1, if you tie, you're not going to gain that many points. And other players, other teams are going to pull ahead of the pack. You can see that with Nexus, who are way ahead of everybody else. They had 2 wins, 2 convincing wins as well. And remember that legend points aren't just the wins and losses like other tournaments. We count the variety of maps played, wins on CT and T side respectively, how many rounds you beat a team by. There are so many factors and much more that go into calculating those legend points. And I think that that's really, really interesting when you come to that sort of system. We've got a lot of Russian people in the chat today. How'd you get one of these chairs? Somebody says you can actually order them off our website. You can, if you're in the chat collecting Betties all the time, I think that you can buy one of these chairs. This is a cute little ELC gaming chair. Doesn't this look great? I think that this chair looks fantastic. Everybody's got one of these chairs here. Some people even in our house. We've got a team house here in Germany, and 2 people. I'm not going to name names. I'm not gonna bait anybody in. They have these chairs, and they're exceptional chairs, let me tell you. You can buy them as well. I think they're the only, and don't quote me on this one, but I think they're the only chair of this type with the whole purple white layout. So if you're into your purples, you better get yourself an ELC gaming chair. Thanks for the question, man. And anybody else, can I say something in Russian? I can say one word, and it's not rude. It's tort, which is cake. Om nom nom, tort. See, I know. Russian people probably won't understand much of what I'm saying here tonight, but they'll understand that. And and they'll love it. That'll get clipped. You know it. Yeah, see, people love it. People love the whole tour, and people are laughing at that. Yeah, see, they love it. I love the Russian fans. They always come along in large number, obviously, to cheer on their home favourite Masse today. I think we have to really talk about the maps and dig into this series. Masse, so far, they've been playing a lot of Mirage, and I think Pompa are going to let them have it here today. It's their most played map. Pompa don't play much CS on HLTV, but out of the very few games that they've played, 6 have been on Mirage. That's the most they've played out of any other map. They're running only on one big win out of the 6, so that is not a strong record. Masse, on the other hand, are running at over a 50% win rate on Mirage. That's exceptional considering the tier of opposition they're playing against. They're playing against teams like Team Pride, Playing Ducks, people in this Legend Series, teams that are invited to these 5-digit prize pool tournaments, and I think I really did just stir up the Russian crowd. If you are Russian and you're liking our stream, or anyone else, in fact, you can go to our social medias down below. Obviously, Twitter is where a lot of the action happens. Our Facebook as well. We've got ELC Gaming Facebook, and we'll be posting a lot of the top 5 clips, a lot of the other a lot of the other content that we produce. It's not all Legend Series as well. We've got League of Legends. We've got loads of different tournaments going on all the time. Ireland as well. Anyway, it's time to introduce today's special guest. Joining me on the stage, taking up the microphone, it's Dinko. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, a little bit late, but, actually I'm not doing too great. I have a bit of a sore stomach, but I hope we'll cheer me up with a bit of Counter-Strike tonight. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be an interesting one. I don't follow too many of the teams here, except Pompa, really, so that should be an interesting one to see how they play against this opponent here.
Yeah, Pompa, definitely a team to watch out for the upset potential. So far, they've only played the 1 game. Masse have played 2, so we can kind of see where they stand. And Masse really have caused a bit of a stir. They absolutely crushed Playing Ducks in their first series, and then took a close loss against Pride. It was a loss on both maps, a 16-14 on Mirage and a 16-12 on Cash. So these 2 maps that they love to play on, it can sometimes be a difference maker to have a wider map pool. Maybe that's one of the problems that Masse have.
Yeah, I mean, a wider map pool is a bit of an issue because sometimes you can't really work at sort of all of the maps to make yourself a very, very good team on it. Whereas a lot of sort of the underdogs team will be very good at 1 or 2 maps. And when they get those maps into the pool, you'll see them upset a lot of games. And I mean, one of the teams that you can really highlight that really made a good use of this sort of style was Big. We've seen them at the PGL Krakow Major. They were very good on Inferno. We've seen them get to the latter stages of the tournament, basically just winning 1 map. So that is a huge sort of thing that can go for some of these teams, where they can just sort of pick up 1 or 2 maps, make themselves extremely good on it, and they can be world beaters on it. So yeah, I get where you're coming from, and hopefully we see a balance between these 2 teams. I hope they're both good on the same maps. I think if we see that instead of a dominant game, that'll be probably the most interesting sort of way to unfold.
Yeah, that's one thing that the Legend point system tries to circumnavigate. Obviously, you get rewarded for the variety of maps played. So if you're going to play 6 or 7 maps here at Legend Series, you will actually get more points on the scoreboard for that. We've got lots and lots of factors that go into that Legend point. So that's obviously not just exclusively it, but we try and reward teams on playing all the maps in the map pool, because we want to see a variety of Counter-Strike. Variety is king when it comes to these sort of tournaments. We want to see every map played. I think that a better team has a wider map pool, would play the best teams in the world would play all 7 maps at a certain point. We saw it with Fnatic back in the day. They would maybe ban Cash for a huge period of time, and then they would pick that back up and have teams teams like Fnatic, who have a 7-map pool or a 6-map map pool, can really tailor their bans towards their opponent. Hey, you're really good on this map, we're going to ban it straight out. You're never going to get to play it.
Yeah, that's also a big issue. Like a lot of teams of good teams are very good at the sort of start of the game, and by that I mean the veto process. So there's a lot of teams, you look at the good ones, they're very good at vetoing, and I feel like even when NIP were going through a bit of a slump there, I seen them a couple of months ago, really they weren't too bad. It was just more that Exist had some of the strange sort of map picks, etc., and it was really screwing them over. So yeah, the veto is a hugely underlooked part of a Counter-Strike game. A lot of people don't put a lot of emphasis on it, and although this is a best of 2 this game, veto still matters at this point because you want to get as many points as possible, and when you have 2 good maps, that's exactly what you want, especially in the best of 2 sort of situation. But of course, the best of 2 does lend itself to both teams. You can get a draw in here, and that's not exactly what we see a lot of the other tournaments offer. So it's good to see that there is that chance to sort of equal things out.
So today, the map pick is in. Pompa have picked Inferno, and Masse have gone with Train. So that is really interesting, since neither of these teams have played any of those maps. So obviously, we're telling teams about all the rules. We're completely transparent about pretty much everything. So I think that teams are really throwing a couple of curveballs in to maybe get those extra points here. And that's why we're seeing a wider variety of maps. Obviously, Inferno, a map that Pompa doesn't play a lot. In fact, I've got it noted down as one of the teams that Masse have no wins on, and Pompa also have no wins on. So I think that we're going to see a very interesting game there. And then Train, something that Masse isn't too good on, but they've thrown it in anyway. They've got no wins on that either. So maybe Masse wanting to expand that map pool. Perhaps they've been practicing, and I think that that's one of the important things that we have to allude to here. Maybe we should be giving ourselves a pat on the back. This is a 12 to 16 week league, so maybe Masse are saying, right, we've got this $25,000 to really aim for. Maybe we should be putting in many, many more hours of practice. And that's what we've been seeing here from Masse. They've just been playing Mirage, just been playing Cache, those 2 maps pretty much exclusively. And here today, they've really went against it. And we're going to see them on some different territory. Very excited.
Yeah, it's always good to see something different, right? You see a lot of sort of teams trying to reinvent themselves on these types of maps, but at this point, CS, there isn't too much we haven't seen now. There's a lot of teams have sort of all the setups, the way it works for them, what style of play they want. You can play slow, hybrid, or you can just play aggressive. There's a lot of teams in the mix there, and I feel like this is going to be an interesting one indeed, because neither team are feeling super confident on it. Perhaps we'll see some mistakes come through, and perhaps we'll see one of the best games of Counter-Strike. Some of the sloppier games make for some great games of Counter-Strike, so hopefully we see that play through today.
Yeah, I hope so, especially since we've only got the 1 best of 2. If we look at today's schedule, there was supposed to be a game just before this. Normally we start at 7 o'clock, but we're only playing the 1 today. That's Masse versus Pompa. Extremely interesting matchup. Onto the week, we can see some of the games that have already happened, and today's games extremely exciting. It started off with EPG and Tricked being a 1-1 draw, an extremely close and competitive series. Then it was a 0-2. That was for Pompa there against XCOM. XCOM not showing up to the bait there. Then obviously today's matches. If you want to join us on Tuesday, we've got Kopsaka versus QB Fire. That starts at 7. And then Epsilon versus Nexus. That's 1 hour and 40 minutes later. So make sure you tune in for that one, especially if you're a Russian fan, because we've got a lot of Russian Counter-Strike coming up for you. Either way, we're going to take a very, very short break, but don't go anywhere. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Grab a cup of coffee, come back in 2 minutes, because we'll be bringing you Inferno. Hi, we're ELC Gaming and we're looking forward to one of the greatest events we've ever had. The Ireland E-Stars will feature a tour with our esports truck, Big Betty, all the way through Ireland. We will start right here from our headquarters in Germany, where Big Betty will take 2 ferries to get to Ireland. The first from Rotterdam to Hull, then from Holyhead, which will take Betty directly to Dublin. From there, she will travel to 9 different locations in 9 weeks, where we'll visit the best football clubs in Ireland. But to do what exactly? To host one of the biggest League of Legends tournaments ever to be held in Ireland. Each of the 9 teams will be represented by 5 League of Legends players, and a 10th team will represent E-Star's head sponsor, 3. After 9 weeks of tough battle, the grand final will then find its winner live from the 3 Arena in Dublin. Check out our Facebook events or visit estars.pro for further information. This is 3 Ireland's E-Stars.
CSGO Legends Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose. All matches will be broadcast.
Hello and welcome back everybody to Legends Series. I'm Squid CS and we're live in the knife round. I'm joined by Dinko on the desk for this opening bout today. It's a best of 2 and Pompa is going to start on that CT side.
Yeah, getting that start on that CT side of Inferno is always the best way to start things off. Is coming into this map, that CT side is technically the favorite side, but when we see games on Inferno now, especially with this edition, it's a lot more even. You don't see sort of the dominant blowouts we used to see from the CT side in the previous version of Inferno. So yeah, it's not as CT side as it used to be, but it's still technically CT side, so they'll be pretty happy with getting that start. But look at this, 5 sets of armor picked up on both teams and straight up aggressive inside the middle. It will be Masse just trying to get their way through. Voper though in a perfect position. That is probably the quickest pistol round I've ever seen. 3 headshots for Voper, Neeks with 2 as well, and the pistol round for Pompa straight in the bag already.
So one of the clips that you saw during that break was the play of the day, and that might be one of them. Just Pompa slicing and dicing Namassier with the pistols, especially Voper. That corner not checked. A big mistake from Namassier on Inferno. That is a must-check angle and maybe a symptom of them not playing this map all too much. Maybe they're not too confident or practiced on Inferno. This time it's just the pistols, 3 sets of CZs, all Kevlar for Namassier. They want to go for the full investment and go in for this one. Q Rush takes a bit of a swipe, only a little bit of damage off lungs. That is quite a name, isn't it? Lolly Guzman. Yeah. That is quite, and that is his name. That is not a...
Really?
Yeah, that is literally his alias.
That's brilliant. Lily Guzman. We're going to have to figure out how to say that perfectly by the end of tonight. Neeks is finding how to pick up multiple kills perfectly. Finds 3. Lily Guzman finds himself Q-Rush, and that will be 2-0 for Pompa. Pretty clean for them. Massier not finding anything. 1 kill, actually. I forgot to point that out on Callus Hunter, so they'll be pretty happy with that, I guess. But Pompa, they're just going to start to grind out the cash now, really get that bank exploding with money. And Massier, they're not going to have too much to work with, sadly, until the next round.
And I just realised that Vopa's actually repo on the Pompa side, so just to point that out to anybody who didn't pick it up. I didn't pick it up straight away either, so I'm fine as well. But that is a bit of a slaughter. Pompa surviving with all 5 players alive. the MP9 doing a lot of the work as well. So that's a lot of money in Pompa's pockets. And you can see, getting out the AWP already, only keeping the UMP in terms of the SMGs. It's Hyper, who hasn't found a kill just yet. But that UMP, it's not a big disadvantage against the AK-47s. Obviously, just like a famous and M4 counterpart, it's not a one-shot headshot. Big nades though for Masse, and oh, Bloody Wolf, he burns alive, banana. That's Hyper doing the damage early.
That's exactly what they want, just not even seeing their opponents, and already Pompa find themselves a kill, just using their utility that they had in the stores, and that's something that Masse are really lacking right now, and that's something that's incredibly important, especially here on Inferno, is Molotovs. And there goes Neeks cracking open Callus Hunter, and they're trying to get their way back over. It is going to be Pompa trying to salvage a couple more kills if they can get them onto Masse. Of course, there's only 3 left, so if they can pick up the last 3 as cleanly as possible, Pompa will be pretty happy with that, because that means their economy will have so much room to grow, especially on a bonus round. Only Guzman nearly pulls out his smoke grenade in a very awkward position, but luckily for him, he spots out Q-Rush's head, takes him away. And now Voper towards middle. Player hopping down. It is going to be a kill coming in. What a headshot. One more player to find. This could be a clean round, but I disbalance. He messes it up. He'll get himself a kill.
And that's Hyper finishing off the round. One of those pretty consistent players on the Pompa side. He isn't quite leading the charge just yet. That's Neeks, 7-0. Great start from him. And the Masse haven't seemed to be able to get anything going. Only 2 players finding frags. It's Kalash and I disbalance on 1 kill apiece. Everybody else yet to frag.
Yeah, yet to frag. 0 kills in 4 rounds. It's not exactly the greatest outcome at all. Especially for when you're shutting on that T side, we want to try and get as much momentum moving forward as possible, because if the CT side start off with a huge amount of momentum, it's so easy to start steamrolling rounds over and over and getting into that groove where you're able to just shut down anything that comes at you. And Masse, they aren't a team that's looking too confident here in Inferno at all right now. They are grouped up inside of the apartments. They are going to walk out. It is going to be Lolly Guzman finding that first headshot, spraying with the AK, finding multiple opponents, and there goes the quad kill. Lolly Guzman opens things up. 5-0 for Pompa, and a very, very clean start from them. Masse will finally get the bye along with the op out here, but Pompa, they're in a very good form right now.
I see that again as well. He just absolutely diced up a bunch of players. Look at this, so consistent on your screen. Headshot to finish it off as well. Great round from Lolly Guzman to put Pompa 5-0 up here on Inferno. And as you said before, I've got to repeat it, Masse haven't looked too confident so far. They're finally getting out the AWP. That's in the hands of Onka. Lolly Guzman gets sprayed down, whiffs the Molotov back as well. So down to 27, has to fall back. And Onka's got this mid-angle locked down against the Neeks, who looks like he's going to peek this one. There's the shoulder, there's the shot. Onka finds his entry.
He'll be happy with that. Masse, oh my goodness, right through the smoke, hits a shot. Luckily for Hyper, it's only a warning shot. Dropped down to 13 HP. He'll back off alive at least, but not safe. He'll get behind that wall though. And 55 seconds left on that clock. The T side beginning to pressure towards this side of the map, and Voper gets caught out, looking a little bit disorientated. Gets his head ripped off, and there goes Lolly Guzman though. A good trade, but still man advantage intact for the T side. Hyper needs to fight back and unable to pick up that kill. That makes things very, very difficult on this retake.
With 13 HP, the surprise frag was absolutely pivotal, but didn't come through. Q-Rush stays alive, and a 4 versus 2 retake obviously isn't going to happen. Pompa are going to fall back with the AK-47 with the M4, and Masse saving with 4. They're going to be able to keep alive this AWP, 3 AK-47s. That's so crucial to keep alive so many members, considering how low their money is. Obviously, minimal reinvestment for the Ts is key here. And finally putting kills on the board as well. Just what we want to see. Lolly Guzman with 10 in 1. The new addition to this Pompa side. Really putting the numbers on the board so far. Hyper does find a fadeaway frag onto Q-Rush. So 1 AK gone, but that's not going to matter too much. Still keeping alive the majority of their rifles. 5-1.
They'll be pretty happy with picking up their first round, of course, but it now needs to be consecutive. If they want to get any momentum going, they'll need to build it up here and now. They'll have the ops to do it. They'll have the AKs as the returning support factor around that weapon. And now the T-side just filtering away at Masse, just trying to feel out the opponents. They know that Pompa seems to like to go quite aggressive towards Banana, throw their nades down in there. That smoke helping out lower Banana to allow them to make their way up. Marcus in a very, very aggressive angle on that Banana position. That cuts off so much rotations from that T-side if they decide to go back towards the B site from A. And a lot of information will be gathered, but the first fight is being taken by Q-Rush. He will win it as he forces the player out of the apps. Not able to grab the kill just yet, but he'll pick it up now and walks right into a crossfire. Voper finds that one. Lolly Guzman as well. And Bloody Wolf, he was on his way to the trade, but that Molotov prevents him from walking any further.
Yeah, that's great from Repo, though. Just to keep the angle. Q-Rush obviously chasing that first kill down. A 3v3 here. I Disbalance looking for the taps, and he finds it. Repo gone. And I Disbalance just spraying wildly. Now Lolly Guzman. Oh, what a headshot. The follow-up comes in. And I Disbalance sent dazed on this A site. Tries to tap the numbers into the bomb. Sees a man from behind. He's locked in towards A. And now he has to find the quad kill. Lolly Guzman does spot him out. As I Disbalance wants to fall back. There's his third. Tries to get this bomb down for a second time here, but Marcus, he's up close. He's personal. He's going for the spray down. There's the headshot. AWP retrieved as well. Better skin, of course. Wants the Asimov. Who wouldn't? He can sell it for more, of course. Did you know, fun fact, a normal AWP worth 4,750, AWP Asimov 4,900. That's why he picked it up. Did you know? Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
It's not true. It's not true. That's why. I just trolled 4,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the people in the chat will have no clue what's happening when they go to buy it. And they spend all their money on a skin. And they start suing you. But yeah, the AWP Asimov's a beautiful skin, isn't it? We didn't get to do our skin hunting, or you didn't get to do your skin hunting, I don't think.
Man, these impromptu sections that we do on the show, impromptu segments. Oh, Marcus actually gets caught out there lower mid. Doesn't always happen. Maybe we'll get the chance to do it between maps. I like Onka's the Empress. That is a nice skin. That's a new one as well. I've not seen that before.
I need to switch to his POV to see. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's been around for a while now, I think.
it has. I'm just behind the times. Look at this guy.
Yeah, but it is relatively new, I guess. It's one of the newer ones.
We invite this Dinko guy on our show. He turns up late. He makes me look bad. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Lolly Guzman, man, this guy hasn't impressed me so far. He has impressed me, I beg your pardon, so far. He is 14-2 right now. That is absolutely mad.
Yeah, that is crazy. He's just... We call him out for having the greatest Counter-Strike nickname in the world. And then that happens, he goes 14-2. Maybe we should all have eccentric names like this.
Like Eating a Squid. That's an eccentric name.
Yeah, Eating a Squid. That's it. That's exactly it. The way into the deep bomb site, though, it's Bloody Wolf and Hyper lining up to make that 3, nearly the quad, but Honker will find himself 1 back. But he's now into a 1 versus 2. The easy work's over. Now it begins the difficult part. He'll be trying to get that bomb down, taps it twice, 10 seconds left. He'll have to commit this time, and in doing that, he allows them to get round and wrap his position, and pretty much ruins himself into the round. And it'll be 7-1. Pompa now smash any momentum that Masse would have built up, and now they are looking very strong in the CT side. There goes a pause from Masse, likely to be tactical at this point.
Momentum and money alike. Looks like Bloody Wolf are going to be going for the reconnect here. Remember, guys, you can predict who's going to win by using the hashtag Legend Series here over on Twitter. Our Twitter's twitter.com/ELC Gaming TV. So make sure you tap those in and tell us who you think is going to win. And we've got 4,000 plus people in the chat.
Dang.
That's very mental considering how many people or how many other games going on right now. Not to promote the competition, but everybody's here for a cheeky bit of Legend Series. People love Namasie. What else can I say? People love these guys.
There's enough fans from Masse to really fill up every Twitch channel. We can share the love today.
Or a
We got
stadium.
ourselves 4,000 fans in the chat. Yeah, a whole stadium should be
Or an
literally
esports
just
arena.
built for Masse. Oh, I seen that video today actually.
The one in Vegas?
Yeah.
Esports Arena, Las
It's
Vegas.
awesome looking.
The championship destination, of course, of the Allied Esports Network. One of the great esports assets in the whole world. Make sure you check them out. Pompa have gone for the double AWP setup, so despite being 7-1 ahead, that's not good enough. They're going to go for the double AWPs. They're going to put both sniper rifles in hand. Lolly Guzman, of all players, going to be picking it up.
Yeah. He's definitely going to be one of those pivotal factors. He's got to get himself the AK in the mix for the CT side, and this can rain havoc. We've seen him shut down multiple opponents towards A with that weapon in the previous rounds. Let's see if we can do it again here. Masse will be only on the Glocks. It should be pretty easy pickings for him. Although they aren't grouping up, which is a good decision, of course. Like, you have barely any chance of winning this round. And even if you group up, I feel like, yeah, it may increase your chances of getting 1 or 2 kills. But again, it kind of feeds the ego of the player on the opposite end of that spray down, right? It's kind of a lose-lose situation.
The push coming through, pistols bunched together. Neek's going to find a big hole in them and put a big hole in one of them. Lolly Guzman from above, spraying them down. It's actually Repo to find 2. Neeks to find another. That AWP in hand. Marku's going to dive straight over, straight into the AWP. Picking that back up, and that's 8-1. I did make a mistake about the double AWP setup. Got to admit to that. I thought I did see a second AWP, but Pompa just sticking with the 1 sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's kind of becoming quite common now. A lot of this tier Counter-Strike teams have been going for those double AWP setups quite a lot. In the tournaments I've casted, I'm starting to see it a lot on the CT side of Inferno in particular. And sometimes, even casting a Go, they pick up triple AWP setups sometimes. So yeah, it's getting a lot more common to see that come through. And again, it is going to be the normal single AWP setup, at least over on the Pompa side for today. Who knows, we might see it pull out later. They are going to keep the utility on board right now. Everything seems to be working well for the Polish side, so they'll just try and keep that intact for now. Nothing to fix if nothing's broken. Neeks, though, ooh, peek from long, able to land a leg shot. Unluckily, he didn't get the kill, but now the T side, they'll use that as a warning shot and fall back to safety behind the walls.
That's a knee broken and a clash broken. Q-Rush sent hobbling away. Bloody Wolf now peeking in, trying to land a headshot, but Neeks has his angles nailed down with the AWP. That's a 3rd shot from him, 2nd kill. Back with the pistol out for his 3rd. Neeks tearing the Masse apart on the A site. Hyper's there to chip in as well. Itis Balance finally taking Repo down. Hyper finishing it off. A good 3-2 sucker punch from Neeks and Hyper combined. And 9-1's a scoreline. This might be an early bedtime for the Russian side here. And I feel like that's going to upset the chat.
Yeah, that will. But of course, it's not over. There's obviously a lot more rounds to come in this one. We're only 11 rounds in, so Counter-Strike's a very volatile game. The momentum can shift quite quickly, but this round doesn't seem to be going too well for Masse. Pompa are just on fire right now. Make that actually... Technically, it's Masse on fire, right? They just all burn alive. 4 kills from Marcus into that round, and 10-1. We're at double figures already for Pompa. And Masse, they will get a buy through here, but at this point, Squid, they just need to pick up a round. They need to get some rounds on this board.
Did he just get a triple kill with the Molotov? He got 4 kills, but were 3 of those with the Molotov?
I'm pretty sure there was 3 or more with the Molotov.
That is outrageous! What was that? That's crazy. That's crazy stuff.
That is pretty mental. Now it is going to be Masse just trying to slow things down a little bit, trying to take some map control off of the CT side. This time Marcus peeks into an AK spray of that into balance. He comes out worse for wear. Neeks elsewhere finds the trade. And we're back into a 4 versus 4. That op thrown on over the Bogdan theory in full effect here with this balance picking up the op. And there goes Lolly Guzman. Just a bit aggressive. Find himself Onker. No potential for a trade. And a man advantage given on over to Pompa. And this could be their 11th round here.
So I'm going to try my hand at a little bit of high-level analysis here. I'm very impressed with the way Pompa are playing right now. They're not getting over-aggressive. When you see a team get to double digits against a team who haven't really scored or haven't really done anything on the scoreboard, they usually get incredibly aggressive, much like that Lolly Guzman did just then. But that hasn't been a pattern of despair for this Pompa side. They've been breaking up Masse. These rounds haven't been going too close. But Itis balance. Open hand has to find the ace. Already 3 on the board, but he is one shot from any single weapon. He needs to get this bomb, and he's only got 20 seconds to do it with. So he's going to back off, try and save this sniper rifle. Picks up Molotovs as well. He's got utility, armor, everything that you can wish for as a primary AWPer. But Pompa have 11 rounds here. It's 11-1, all the ones.
Loads of ones. I wish that was in my bank account.
What, ones? I think you're aiming for 9s, mate. I think you're aiming for higher numbers than 1s.
Yeah, maybe one pound, one. Yeah, so 11-1. Masse not looking too great right now. They're gonna pull that Mac 10. That is gonna be on Kellis Hunter. Going to be the AKs, the AWP, a little bit of utility, just a little bit of utility. So this is a crucial round. Every round at this point is crucial. Otherwise, Pompa are just going to get themselves an unbelievable, untouchable scoreline on that CT side. And that makes things incredibly difficult to come back from, especially in not so much physically, but more mentally. It's hard to come back from that one. So just over a minute left. Well, quite a lot of a minute left.
Especially since they haven't really got many players fragging. The bottom player on the Pompa side, Marcus, has 6 frags. 4 players on the Masse have less than him. The top 4 players in the server, or the top 6 players in the server, 5 of them are on Team Pompa. The top 4 are all on Team Pompa as well. And Marcus going to really seal their fate here. Big triple kill. Encore last alive. He's going for the taps. He's got the AK-47. He needs 4 frags. Tosses the flashbang. High in the sky going for this. Oh, they almost double peek him. Neeks does find the headshot with the CZ. That's 12-1. This is really... How do you hype this up? What's going on?
I don't know, it's just basically Masse just walk into the A-bomb site, they get shut down there. They walk towards B, they get absolutely destroyed there by Marcus. There's nothing they can do that works right now. And again, they have less than satisfactory buys every single round. I mean, they've had a few good buys, but really at that point, Pompa shut them down more convincingly than when they don't have them. And Neek's just shooting them all through the smoke. 3 kills for him. Onker trying to pull it back will eventually end him. But this is insane. I don't think anybody's seen each other yet.
Smoked out, doesn't even matter in the 14th round, getting absolutely shut down by Neeks' AWP. That was 3 kills, completely blind. He even got the tag on the 4th as well. Almost 400 damage without even seeing anybody. I couldn't even do that with Warhacks. That's outrageous.
Yeah, even with Warhacks, I'd be terrible at that. Flashbang's going towards middle. It is going to be Neeks holding the long angle. Just sticks around. He's going for more. What was that flick? Nearly the 3rd, but Lolly Guzman will find that one. Mac 10 will take Neeks down 2 versus 4. 2-man advantage for Pompa. And this is really just decimation right now. Nothing being found for Masse. They need to win this round. Otherwise, it's 14-1. And Marcus, he'll seal the deal. Confirm the 14-1 scoreline. And he sent that package off to the Russians. What do they do now with it? They have to try and repeat that scoreline on the second half here.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think Pompa probably going to sail straight into the second map. And remember, this is Legend Series, where the Legend points really do matter. Pompa, that 14-1 half is going to really warrant them a lot of points on the scoreboard when it comes to that leaderboard at the end of the day. Masse need to claw something back right now, but such a catastrophic half is really going to hurt the Russians only one round. I think that's maybe the worst half I've seen all Legend Series. And on a night like this where we've got 4,000 Russians in the chat, definitely not the favourable outcome. Pompa going to be sneaking on towards B.
There'll be a little bit of utility for Pompa. They'll throw that on over. Smokes and flash buyings to work with. See it, one smoke, so that could be used if things go sour, but let's go. It is going to be all the kills coming in for Masse. What a shutdown here. Pretty much a repeat of what just happened. Hyper will find one back. Q-Rush lining up another, finds Hyper's head, and now it's only Neeks, 1 versus 4. First takes a second, looks for the third. What is Neeks doing right now? This is unbelievable. Nearly takes the last, but prevents the heart attack in the end. Is Callus Hunter. That will be 14-2. Masse nearly threw that one away.
Heart attack's the right word. Gave me a heart attack, almost gave an entire country a heart attack. 14-2 though. 5 rifles on the board. That's a catastrophic scoreline, 14-2. 3 sets of M4s, really. 2 Famises there as well. It's I Disbalance finding the majority of the frags early on. Yeah, 3 pistols here on the Pompa side as well. They're going to be wrapping in around this A site. They've put the bomb down behind. And Masse, they've got 3 players over here. Going back to that pistol round for just a brief moment, that was really interesting for Masse. They put all their eggs in one basket, went 4 players on towards the B site, and Pompa walked right into that one. Neeks and Repo now, just the last person alive. They've been slaughtered by this Masse side.
Yeah, Masse actually waking up a little bit here, able to convert 2 rounds. You can see how many rifles they got into the round, though. That's really just to ensure their victory in this round. Now it is only a Repo. He'll grab a 6 shot, nearly the second here as well, as he will follow up, finds Disbalance. And now looking for these last 3 players. He has himself the butterfly knife in hand, spinning that round, showing a bit of skill. Now he comes back up towards the apartments. He's going to be looking for these last 3 players. 20 seconds to find them. And they're all in very different positions. So it should be extremely difficult. And there goes Q-Rush. In from behind finds Repo. That will be 14-3. Masse answer back with a couple of rounds of their own.
And you can see the match been paused for just a brief moment. A member from the Masse taking a slight intermission, so we've got a bit of time to catch up on what just happened. Obviously, Pompa, a 14-1 half, finishing off the previous one exceptionally strongly, and then we get this 14-3 scoreline here, and the Masse taking the pistol, taking the follow-up. I Disbalance is back. Let's get back into this game.
Yeah, this is going to be either the sickest comeback we've ever seen, or it's going to be quite one-sided, and we're going to go to map number 2. We'll see how Masse do fare in this round. Should be pretty easy for them. Pompa won't have too much to work with, a couple of deagles perhaps. But again, the real challenge begins when Pompa start to pull out those AKs. That's where we see how Masse either break down or overcome sort of the issues they've had in the start of this one. And I believe Neeks has just changed his profile picture. Or maybe I've just missed that. He's showing his good-looking features. Anyway, back into the game. It will be Masse picking up the rifles. There will be 3 of them. Famas and the mixture of Bloody Wolf as well. And they will be trying to get over towards Banana. Repo is there. He's only got a pistol in hand, so Anchor up on top of the wall. It's actually Callus Hunter to find that kill. And then Neeks going to try and get in as well, but Anchor, he's just going to hold that wall down, and that will be easy pickings for Masse to start this off. And eco-frags, yeah, they're easy, but they're good at building up confidence.
And now Masse, 5 players alive. A little bit of damage taken as well, but against the single deagle, I'm not sure that Pompa are even going to find a single frag this time. Only the single deagle left. Marcus, the last player surviving. What's the Masse going to do? They're wrapping in like sharks. And he's surely going to go down at some point very, very soon. He's been spotted out as well, so Marcus has to back off. He can hear people around him. This is going to be 14-4 here. Marcus missing those shots. The 14-14, no, the 14-4, sorry, scoreline comes through. I wish it was 14-14, but the Masse, they need a couple more rounds here to salvage some points. Otherwise, this map is going to be a big, big loss. When you get down below that sort of 50, when you get down below that 16-5 marker, 16-6 marker, that's when the points really start adding up.
Yeah, that's something that's actually really important because, you know, in this tournament, every round sort of counts. So that's something that a lot of the viewers will be sort of unaware of because that's kind of a new system. So, yeah, that's a huge sort of thing to point out. But a player has dropped off the server, so I'm assuming we'll have a round restart.
Oh, doesn't look like Pompa have even called for one. Oh, and the Masse haven't called for one either. The looks of things. That kind of shows where the mindset's at right now. Lose a player, they're not going to call for the pause.
Doesn't matter.
He's back already. So are they going to restart this one? It doesn't look like it. Maybe he had taken some damage. I can't even remember. I didn't even see, but I presume not. They're going for no complaints, no contests, and Pompa going to go into this bomb site. And Kalash here, going to get his face blown off by Repo there. Onka with the AWP, trailing one more. You can see Neek's actually holding down the angle towards mid. So as they trail on towards this B bomb site, he's going to be watching back for the rotation that is never going to come. They're all going through CT spawn. The bomb finally goes down. Lali Guzman, back of this site. The Molotovs come through. There's a follow-up nade, going to do tons of damage, almost chasing down one. Q Rush's nade does plenty of damage onto Repo, eliminates him from the server. A 3 versus 3 here as the follow-up flashes. They're going to slow them down for just a second. Marcus takes a quick peek through. Pompa, 3 versus 2. As the Masse, they need to find the kills right here, right now. Where is it? Neek's going to find one more, and Q Rush, he's sent into a spiral, sent into his grave. That is 15-4.
Pompa, they've really just started smashing Masse about. That first gun round goes in their favour. And now the Russian side are going to be very, very down and out right now. They're going to pull out that double up setup. It's going to be the rifles in the mix as well. Pompa themselves have got one up, but they've got 4 AKs and the utility to work with, especially those Molotovs. I highlighted them in that first half, how important they are to the sort of methods used on Inferno. But Onker, he's going to find himself a kill with the up early on in this round. And will give themselves now a chance to try and stay alive. Onker again. What a shot. That was actually one of the quickest shots ever. I did check the kill feed to see if he hit that one. It was so fast, but now it is going to be a 2-man advantage given on over to Masse, and that's a huge start for them.
I needed to check my retinas. Encore, big double kill there to keep the Masse still in this game. They are 15-4 down right now, and they need every single round they can get. And the smoke does fall into place. And the Masse just waiting, watching. Encore with a big triple headshot. 15-5. They're 10 rounds behind now. Remember, we do play overtime, so if they can come back, it can certainly happen. They've got out the double ups as well, so if there's any way they're going to do it, it probably would be with these rifles. Encore and Kalash holding those, but you can see Kalash, he's only on 6 frags this game. This has been a very poor performance from him. I hate to say it. And Pompa, they're not feeling too dismayed just yet. They've got out the pistols. They really want to close this game out right here and right now. Marcus almost hitting that shot straight through the smoke, but missing by an inch. Sometimes that's all you need in Counter-Strike.
Look at Neek's scoreline, 25-10. This man's had an insane performance so far for Pompa. 6 MVPs as well. Flashbang over the top of middle. Pompa trying to make their way in with their pistols and their any investment they have got into this round, whereas Masse, they have all of the weapons to work with. They've got the double ops, the rifles as well, and there goes Onker cracking things open towards Repo, trying to get the second as well, but it's Lolly Guzman somehow staying alive, getting himself into that archway. Now this is where things could step up here for Pompa. This is their chance to take down the player off on this AWP, but it will be Onker falling down. AWP picked up, and now there's a slither of a chance Pompa could finish this round off.
Oh, Bloody Wolf from behind. Lolly Guzman gone. That's the AWP dropped again. Pompa did salvage that one temporarily. I just balance. It's a fast headshot. It's just Neeks left. He has got good positional advantage towards CT, but Bloody Wolf is here, kind of holding it down. He is going to be able to grab this AWP for the time being. He's only got 15 seconds left, though. With a bomb in his hand, he could maybe make a play towards this A site. He could actually sneak a bomb plant here. Oh, my Lord. He's going to get it down as well. That is really unbelievable. Now, he has to fight his way out. They're going to charge into him, and I Just Balance finds the angle to his right. 16 or 15-6
Look
even.
at that body. That's a bit of artwork. The corpse just spread out.
He's
15-6.
starfishing on the ground.
Yeah, he really was. It was quite strange. As soon as I highlighted it as well, the camera switched off it, so kind of made it look a little bit awkward. But we'll not highlight that fact any further. 15-6. And Masse, only 6 rounds on the board for them, but it's a lot better than what it was looking like coming into this half. They only had 1, so they found themselves 5 more than they did in the first half. And Pompa, they're in a position where they could allow Masse to get a little bit more than that because they made the poor economic decision to invest into that last round and only grabbing 1 kill. Well, they got a bomb plant out of it, so not too bad, I guess. But of course, it will be still their map point. But any round that, again, that Masse can find is making their points look a little bit better. But there goes Callous Hunter, lining up 2, nearly the 3rd, but the pistols overwhelm him. He goes down, bomb onto the site now. And now Masse, they are getting torn apart from these pistols. This could be here and now. Lolly Guzman in the back lines, up in his hands. This is a player you don't want to mess around with, and that's exactly why. Bloody Wolf has to pull it back. He's working in tandem with Onker to find all of the kills, and that's 3 for them, and the retake successful. And Masse, that came dangerously close there, but they're able to salvage it and pull it out of the bag.
Oh, they want that double up setup as well. Yeah, Bloody Wolf did pick up the secondary AWP. And 15-7, that's our scoreline. Masse starting to claw the way back into this game, and it could definitely be done. Neeks and Lolly Guzman have 20 and 25 frags between them. Since we really alluded to Lolly Guzman's exceptional start earlier on, he has really cooled off. I think that's 6 kills in the last 15 rounds. So a bit quiet as of that opening flurry of frags, and that could definitely give Masse space. If Pompa's stars aren't shining, it could be up to Masse to start and step up. A lot of damage through the smoke. Repo down to 12 HP.
That's not exactly the greatest start for Repo at all. Losing all of his health. And pretty much 1 blow, but now Masse need to make everything correct. They cannot slip up. Otherwise, Pompa will have themselves the victory and will be moving into map number 2. But right now, Masse are doing everything right at the start of this round, at least. With this T side, they're getting ready to hit that A bomb site. Pompa shaping up to, it looks as though it will be an A execute as they filter their players through middle into boiler. The bomb sits in second mid, ready to do a smoke execute, but I'll be sitting waiting. This could be the final nail in the coffin if Pompa can just crack open the defense of the Masse side. Flashbangs, smokes, they're starting to come in here. Onker senses the danger. He'll throw a flashbang over himself to try and deter a push towards long, but here comes the attack.
Molotov in towards pit as well. This forces 1 out of position. Q-Rush totally flashed up. 2 frags, 3 come through. Marcus with 2, a big double kill there. And now Kalash and Bloody Wolf with an almost impossible retake. They're stuck in CT spawn. And there are 3 players on this A site as well, with Hyper playing hyper aggressive. Almost, oh, he spots out the second man as well. He's got it nailed down. They're playing super aggressive into this one. 16-7 for Team Pompa as the Masse get pretty damn slaughtered, especially on that T side. Only 1 round there. If you have to quickly sum it up, what would you say about that one?
That was just brutal, really. That was just a complete masterclass from Pompa on their T side. on their CT side, should I say. And then when they switched over the T side, a little bit of weaknesses, but ultimately it was a very good, convincing win for them.
So, Pompa 1-0 up here, but can the Masse turn things around on train? We'll be back in 5 minutes to find out. Hi, we're ELC Gaming and we're looking forward to one of the greatest events we've ever had. The Ireland E-Stars will feature a tour with our esports truck, Big Betty, all the way through Ireland. We will start right here from our headquarters in Germany, where Big Betty will take 2 ferries to get to Ireland. The first from Rotterdam to Hull, then from Holyhead, which will take Betty directly to Dublin. From there, she will travel to 9 different locations in 9 weeks, where we'll visit the best football clubs in Ireland. But to do what exactly? To host one of the biggest League of Legends tournaments ever to be held in Ireland. Each of the 9 teams will be represented by 5 League of Legends players, and a 10th team will represent E-Star's head sponsor, 3. After 9 weeks of tough battle, the grand final will then find its winner live from the 3 Arena in Dublin. Check out our Facebook events or visit estars.pro for further information. This is 3 Ireland's E-Stars.
CSGO Legends Series is back and revamped with a brand new system never before seen in competitive esports. ELC Gaming is unveiling a brand new unique point system which takes a wide range of win conditions into account. From rank of opponent played, strength on T and CT side, and variety of maps played will all influence points accumulated. Teams earn cash every time they play, with rewards given, win or lose. All matches will be broadcast twice per week, live from the ELC Hamburg studios, home of Big Betty. An all-exclusive, all-inclusive $25,000 prize pool Legends Cup awaits, where the 2 European champions will face off against a team from the US and a team from China. This is where legends are born. Welcome to Legends Series. Go to elcgaming.com for more information.
Hello and welcome back to Legend Series, everybody. I'm Squid CS, and you're joining me here on Thursday's edition of the Legend Series CSGO. It's our 5th edition, and what a map we just saw for Team Pompa, who find themselves 1-0 up against our Russian friends, who have taken part in every single Legend Series so far. It's the Masse. I'm joined on the desk, taking us through all of the action today, with Dinko. How are you, Dinko?
I'm good. That was a very, very good game for Pompa. I'm not going to say for the viewer. It was a pretty one-sided game, but hopefully this next map will change that. I mean, we seemed a little bit of hope towards the end there from Masse. They were showing us a little bit of hope. Some of the players were starting to wake up a little bit. And also, I feel like some of the players from Pompa were cooling off a little bit. You can't keep that intense sort of mowing everyone down up for a long time. So yeah, it should be a better game, I think, this one.
Yeah, it's very difficult to keep that performance up for a whole best of 2 or a best of 3, which we are seeing today. The next map is going to be Train. I think one of the most pivotal players for Pompa was definitely Neeks right there. He found himself on 26 frags at the end of that half, and 26 frags at the end of that game, in fact, and that was a perfect performance for him. Neeks just firing off on all cylinders, and Lolly Guzman, that entry fragger, the one who was recently put into this Pompa lineup, replacement there for the Polish side, he definitely carried them through.
Yeah, he definitely did. There was some really insane plays from him as well, and that really allowed for them just to really take that control of that first half and make it incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to come back from Masse. Again, it was just really those individual plays from him. And I feel like when one player gets that really good start or starts to grind up momentum, even if there's one player just below him that's playing very well as well, or sort of picking up some of the scraps if he goes down, then that player was definitely Lolly Guzman as well. He was a player we can't sort of drop out of this button, but he did start to drop off towards the second half start as well. I mean, he highlighted that during the game, but if we can see that again, sort of 2 players making a tango and sort of destroying a team again, that could be very difficult to handle for Masse.
Making a tango, and obviously Train coming up next, so do you reckon they might tango on Train once again?
Yeah, I think so. I think Train will be a good map to tango on, and again, let's see if
takes 2 to tango.
Yeah. Oh no,
that's terrible. Anyway, yeah. So you think that maybe Train is probably going to be another Pompa performance?
Yeah, I feel like Pompa are the better team right now. Masse are showing us a little bit of signs of life towards the end, so hopefully they can step it up and make it a little bit more competitive on this map. Although I do feel as though Pompa will be the better team. They are looking a lot more confident. They are looking a lot better. So for me, they're going to be my pick coming into this one. And I'd say about 16-11 this final scoreline on this map, I think.
Perhaps, and we have seen Masse be pretty hit and miss with their game against Pride, being a 0-2 with Pride taking both maps. They were quite close as well, but when Masse are down, I think their experience, maybe their lack of experience at times, means it's quite difficult to get back in the game, back in the field either way. We're going to go to a very quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because in 2 minutes we're going to be live with the second map. It's Train. Hi, we're ELC Gaming, and we're looking forward to one of the greatest events we've ever had. The Ireland E-Stars will feature a tour with our esports truck, Big Betty, all the way through Ireland. We will start right here from our headquarters in Germany, where Big Betty will take 2 ferries to get to Ireland. The first from Rotterdam to Hull, then from Holyhead, which will take Betty directly to Dublin. From there, she will travel to 9 different locations in 9 weeks, where we'll visit the best football clubs in Ireland. But to do what exactly? To host one of the biggest League of Legends tournaments ever to be held in Ireland. Each of the 9 teams will be represented by 5 League of Legends players, and a 10th team will represent E-Star's head sponsor, 3. After 9 weeks of tough battle, the grand final will then find its winner live from the 3 Arena in Dublin. Check out our Facebook events or visit estars.pro for further information. This
is 3 Ireland Z-Stars.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm Squid, and we are almost live in this series, the knife round, right here, right now. Obviously, the second map of the day between Pompa and Masse. Obviously, this is Train Dinko. How important do you reckon this knife round is? Very, very important, he says in my ear. Obviously, Pompa starting off with a win again on this knife round. Starting off on the CT side, extremely important for them. And the Masse, they're going to be stuck on T side, which we just saw on Inferno. That's the difference maker here. We know that their T side has been very hit and miss. Maps that they don't really play much. Train, they've got just as many wins on Train as they have on Inferno. 0, a big fat 0 as well. Pompa starting off on this CT side. They're going to be putting all players towards A, apart from Repo, who's playing back on this one. Misses the initial shots. The Masse going to get hot onto this bomb site. The bomb going down. Marcus finds an initial headshot.
Yeah, there's going to be all of the kills quickly coming through. Both teams landing lethal blows to each other, but coming up on top right now are Pompa. And that's a great start for them. They want to keep that intact. And he's got to be Neeks. What a shot from him as he just opens things up again. Pompa just taking this pistol by storm. Q-Rush falls to Neeks, and that's the great start from him again. 4 kills into the pistol round for Neeks. And an amazing way to start things off if you want to get him firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Neeks, we said it, he's the biggest player from the previous map. 26 frags on the board, and he's starting us off fantastically here on Train. 4 kills already. Marcus picking up the only other one, and Neeks actually going to get the AWP. No BS. He picks it up already. He puts it straight on his back. He doesn't want to hang about with this one. That is exceptionally risky. We don't always see people get out the AWP so early. Sometimes with the scout, he is obviously feeling confident here. The Masse also straight onto the side. Oh, that nuclear bomb of a nade's going to do a ton of damage. Repo does take a third and final headshot before going down. I disbalance Q-Rush, both finding frags with the pistols. Q-Rush trying to tap the numbers into that bomb. Can Next get there in time? No, the bomb goes down. That's a lot of money in the pockets of the Masse right there. Maybe they can even go for a buy right here with that one.
Yeah, they actually are going to be able to get a buy through, and really finding that pistol round bomb plant is something a lot of people talk about. But even finding into the second round, that does allow for you to get another buy into the third round anyway. So a bomb plant in either of those 2 rounds, and we can see that Masse able to buy up the AWP into this round, and that's something huge that they'll want to keep intact. They've got the AKs as well. A lot of investment into this one. It is going to be an aggressive peek from Lolly Guzman, though we will find Q-Rush, take him down with the UMP of all weapons, the bonus weapon. A lot of cash bonus picked up by that. And there goes Marcus and Hyper just lighting them all up. And that is an absolute decimation. Pompa just storm into this round, take them all down. And Masse, I don't even know, they had a full buy there, Squid. There was nothing to really, no excuses. They should have just at least found something into the round.
Yeah, the problem was they were very slow out the gate. Repo, that sole B player, actually went for the rotate with the AWP early, and they had 5 players on the A site before Masse could get the bomb into commission, into action, and now they're stuck back on pistols over towards Ivy with Q-Rush, who has the bomb, has the headshot. Lolly Guzman drops one of the better players to really take down early. Now Neeks has to go in with the AWP. It's a flick shot, a no-scope, hits Bloody Wolf, knocks him out.
Oh, jumping down. Marcus nearly finds 2, but it's only be the Deagle to meet his face, and that will be now 3 versus 3. M4 picked up on this balance as he's trying to take a fight out of Pop Dog. Not resulted in much success just yet, but it's Neeks to find success with the AWP. And it's going to be Q-Rush dropping. Callous Hunter, though, will hunt out his head and find it with the Deagle. Hyper on the stop sign puts a stop to Callous Hunter, and now it's a 1 versus 2. Disbalance on his own, making his attention over towards Ivy None. Well, the Hyper has not clue that he's here, although he will peek out. Find him 4 rounds in a row for Pompa. An absolute madness here from the Polish side. Just finding all of the kills, all of the rounds, and Masse not looking great for them, but they do have a buy now.
This is so difficult. Masse, down so much on the previous map, and now they find themselves into a similar situation once again. Not putting any rounds on the board so far, 0-4. Now they've finally got a 5 rifle setup. No AWP for Onka this time. Instead, a nade to his feet, down to 55 HP already, been tagged down to 5 before he can even put that rifle into commission, into action. It's Hyper in the middle of the site, doesn't get held down. The bomb does get dropped. Pompa peeking one after one, finding shot after shot. Neeks with a big double. Now I disbalance from the top, needs to knock off heads. There's his first, but it's Repo to swipe straight back. And he leaves just Onka left. He's on 5 HP. Remember from earlier? The tag, the frag grenade, of course. And Repo just holding down this angle.
These rounds are actually coming quite close, though. It's almost down into a 1 versus 1 or 1 versus 2. Masse just quite unlucky with the circumstances. Onker now has to find 2 players. And Pompa now full HP. Op M4, protection of the bomb. And Onker now with 5 HP has to make this 1 versus 2 possible. And use that AK to try and do so. And it's going to be Repo just underneath the heaven with 34 seconds left. He had to speed up a little bit. And again, they're unaware of exactly his whereabouts right now. So they have an inkling. Now Foper knows where he is. There's the kill. Repo finishes it off 5 rounds in a row for Pompa. And that's exactly what they did on Inferno. They made it this easy. But Masse, they started the answer back with at least 1 round at this point, I believe. And then they got reset again. So Masse, they're not going to have too much to work with this round. They're going to go with the pistols and armor and leave enough cash in the reserves to be able to buy quite well into the next gun round. But at this point, Pompa, they're very confident. They're in the driving seat right now, just really forcing their way into the lead.
I know they say it's not how you start, it's how you finish in many things, but especially in Counter-Strike. But if you start this badly, sometimes it can be a no-brainer. And now they have to walk into the P90. Repo, all 3. Disbalance finally dispatches of him, but Hyper's from behind. He's going to stop the 1. The bomb doesn't even go down this time. So these rounds are seemingly less and less convincing. 6-0 now. And Pompa, they are on a train, on train. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. I was going to say something after that, but then I realized
whoa,
it might be yeah.
Wow. That's unacceptable.
No way.
For
I don't even
television.
know what's that. Yeah, just with television, Squid's a TV character. Oh my goodness. Lovely Guzman finding 2 though. He's going to grab those 2 kills for Pompa into a round that Masse needed to find something, but again, nothing being found at all. They've only got 3 players left, and they've got 5 players to find on that Pompa team, and losing 2 players so quickly just makes things incredibly difficult to really walk out of this one, and it's starting to really damage their mental sort of stature in this game. It has to be, right? There's really nothing about it. You've lost 2 players already, not really found anything back. You don't even have any map control to work with or information, so really you're clutching at straws to find even a couple of kills into this round, and Q-Rush is going to flashbang his way down into Pop Dog and search for that kill, but not finding anything just yet, so now back to the stalemate that they have to play with.
Disbalance jumps on in, doesn't spot anybody. Obviously, that's a very common angle to hold with a rifle. Has been countered this time. Marcus, going to peek out, spots the gun barrel. Oh, there's the bomb dropped as well. Masse making big mistakes here. Big one tap, actually follows it up with a couple of tags. Marcus finally gets dropped, but Disbalance is soon after, surviving with 3 players alive, and Pompa keep alive the double up setup. Everything's going perfectly for them right now. They even decide to drop the AWP in favour of getting more rifles. So Pompa deciding that they don't need to take any unnecessary risks. They know that Masse might even have pistols, might go for a fast run and gun style. And the Molotovs are going to go down early.
Masse trying to pull back something with these deagles. Pompa being, I wouldn't say just so dominant. There's some rounds where they've actually looked a little bit lucky. There was times where Masse could have stolen 1 or 2 rounds away, but for Pompa. Things have just went their way for now. 7 rounds on the board, and there's Neeks getting aggressive, finding a kill into Disbalance. Hyper has been very good at holding down Ivy so far, and again, just showing his dominance, showing off his peacock feathers. No one come near him. And he will be just holding that Ivy position down. Neeks getting very aggressive, perhaps unnecessarily so. Taking a lot of damage on board. Only 45 HP left on him. But he's sticking around. He knows he has to hold down his ground, otherwise they're just running over him. Hyper able to take another one towards Ivy. Neeks falls back slightly, hits the shot, but not lethal. There's the lethal shot. There's nearly the second, but it's Callus Hunter to find it.
And Bloody Wolf is all bloodied up. 8-0 now. Masse not getting on the board just yet. Getting out 4 rifles. There's a sniper rifle as well to finish off the buys. And you can see Disbalance, he's got no equipment, no utility, but everybody else, they've pretty much got everything ready for an execute. They've got triple Molotov, 4 smokes, a couple of nades there as well. I want to see Masse go for quite a solid execute. That's circumnavigated by the fact that Pompa are playing aggressive. Roper over here towards Pop Dog. Masse need to be able to take him down, take an entry frag, and you see Neeks already getting the information. There's Repo as well. Headshot. Q-Rush drops.
It's going to be the man advantage gained by Pompa yet again, and Masse not really finding anything to work with at all. Try and pressure the way out and towards A, but they walk right into Marcus, who's there to shut them down again, and this has been the issue so many times where Pompa just get that good start on the CT side and they're able to just roll over Masse, and they're unable to find anything. No space is given to them. At least 1 kill is found by Unker, but he has to fall back without gaining any map control for his troubles. And now with 50 seconds left, Lolly Guzman will find Callus Hunter, leaving only Unker. And what was that shot? Neek so lucky through that smoke. Able to take Unker down through the wall, down through the smoke, down through Pop Dog, and an easy kill for him. 9-0. Pompa. This is illegal. This should be illegal, Squid.
Wow, I almost just laid an egg. That orb shot. Wow, Neeks. That is one that we don't always see. I think I saw that shot one other time ever in Counter-Strike. And I hit it because I'm number 1.
And you hit it, yeah.
Big push down. Encore going to take a double frag back onto the B-bomb site, but he is so low. Going to be return fragged on by Lolly Guzman. Q-Rush from behind. Going to be eliminated by Hyper. Double digits already from Pompa. I think it might be time for bed, Dinko. I think it might be time for us to all go home.
Yeah, might as well just go home now, I think. How many rounds you give? How many minutes, Squid, we going to give this?
10 minutes.
Yeah, we're on a tight schedule, I mean. We're in high demand. Anyway, Masse going to pick up the deagles. It's going to be the full deco, the Kevlar as well. Flashbangs, nades, and smokes in the mix. Can they find something in this round? They've got some stuff to work with. They had a lot more in previous rounds. They haven't been able to work with it all, but let's see what they can do in this one. And it's going to be Lolly Guzman holding down towards Ivy, making sure anybody pushes him. It doesn't end too well. Although Marcus down inside the Pop Dog, able to grab Unker again. Another kill for him. Just holding this side of the map down by himself. And now Lolly Guzman placed Hyper in this position, but showing he's very good at it. What a long spray, but ends up with 2 kills for his troubles. And a total of 3 into that round. And 11 rounds in a row for Pompa.
This is painful to watch. Masse making many, many mistakes. You saw into Pop Dog there, the return frag didn't come through. In Ivy, the return frag didn't come through. And a big spray down here from both players. Yeah, you can see here, it's Marcus, double kill, another double kill elsewhere. And nobody really taking the initiative for Masse. This one might be over. And when a team is making this many mistakes, you've got to talk about their mental fortitude. But what people don't talk about is the mental fortitude of the caster desk, which is falling apart at this point.
Yeah,
11-0.
It's going to be Callus Hunter trying to pull one back, but not going to happen. Neeks takes him down, 12-0. Pompa, I just feel like I have to, after every single round, I just feel like I have to reiterate the scoreline because it's just unbelievable at this point. They're 4 rounds away from closing this best of 2 out already, and what we've been on for about 25 minutes. Squid, this is a pretty easy day of work, eh? It's going to be Masse over on the pistols again. Nothing really too much to work with there in Pompa. They've got so much money, why not just invest in 2 ops?
Just feels like the Masse haven't shown up today. They've had some very, very decent days, but today is certainly not one of them. A couple of headshots come through. Seems like Constellation frags as Bloody Wolf does salvage an AWP. The rest on pistols, they are going to charge up and get aggressive. Disbalance from behind, finds another one. But Namassier, doesn't this just seem like child's play right now? The kills come through. Lully Goodman gonna go for a 1 versus 4 here, but I'm not too sure that it's going to happen. Good flashbang in to stop the AWPer, but the Deagles are gonna both clatter him, shatter him, splatter him. 12-1.
Finally, we see the first round on the board for Hamassier. So if they can start to string a couple together here, 3 rounds in the half, I mean, it's doable. Any more than that, really, for Pompa, and it's just over, I'm afraid. Like, Hamassier just really need to pick up these last 2 rounds of the half. And it is doable for a team like Hamassier. They aren't a team that will just fall off in these sort of situations. They can still show us a little bit of their skill, but I mean, yeah, it's not a great day for them at all. That first map must have really thrown them off. Just the sheer great start from Pompa was so hard to really overcome, and again, when they get it, the CT side here on Train, it's quite a similar story. They're lucky to get 2 maps that are pretty CT sided to start on that CT side. Marcus is trying to take fights towards B, not landing anything just yet, so Hamassier are able to keep their players alive for a little second longer. They will throw a couple of Molotovs over, and Repo's on the receiving end of that flashbang. But the Hamassier side, they'll be shifting their attention back towards the A site as they seem to filter their way back up the stairs and on their merry way to this side of the map.
And it seems like their T side has been their stumbling block. Just for anybody who's keeping score, which it's Counter-Strike, you should be keeping score. The Massier have only found 2 rounds on their T side in 2 maps. Neeks, oh, that was actually a wall bang, a follow-up as well. Neeks going huge frack from behind, finally gets taken down, but Lolly Guzman almost finds 3. Bloody Wolf has a lot of work to do, but from behind it's Hyper to eliminate him with a sidelining headshot. Namassier's money just about holds on. Remember that 1 round that they did win was quite convincing in terms of the scoreline. They kept 3-4 players alive, and Pompa couldn't do the damage in that one in particular, which means that now they can get a couple of rifles. Everybody apart from Disbalance, who picks up the CZ instead. A double AWP setup for the Russians.
And an AUG on the Pompa side. So that's a little bit interesting, but look at that shot. Neeks is insane. Another quick flick shot. And now Lolly Guzman. This is a bit weird. He's going to walk through the smoke, find himself a kill, but close shot, clothesline shotgun kill from Q-Rush. He'll not mess that one up. And it will be a 3 versus 4. Man advantage still intact for the CT side, but it's quickly pulled back from Disbalance. And it will be Hyper in the smoke, prowling in behind him. Kill comes in as he opens up his rifle. He's able to find Carlos Hunter, but a nice shot from Disbalance. He's keeping his team alive in this round, but still 2 more players to find. 2 ops on each side, 4 in total. This is going to be a strange clutch situation.
Everyone with the big green gun. Everybody just holding angles. Neeks back to B. It looks like A is going to be the point of contest, as Q-Rush trades out to an M4A1S. Maybe this is the best decision at this point. He's not going to spot anybody onto his assault on towards this A site. There's somebody coming from behind as well. He's got to turn around right now. Neeks, did he actually spot that one? He knows that Q-Rush is right here. That smoke, really intelligent play from Q-Rush as Neeks is forced to take the shot, misses it. 13-1 as well. Namassier need to at least put this round on the board if they want any chance of taking this scoreline back. Pompa, the time is ticking down. The bomb on the ground. And Neeks is swirling round to take this first frag. Where is Q Rush? He's not going to be expecting him from this passive angle. Q Rush actually exposes himself. That smoke doesn't actually work out. It's just Mark who's left, who has an AWP on his own, but he's got 2 players facing him down. It's 13-2. Now Masse finally waking up here. And I disbalance as well. You can see 12 frags for him. The only player who has effectively logged onto this server. Everybody else down on 3, 4, 5 kills. That is not good enough.
No, that's not really at all. And disbalance, you can see he was one of the players that really saved Masse into that last round as well. And Pompa, they are in a position now where they can actually pick up this pistol. Masse desperately need to pick this one up. Pompa, they have a lot of leeway, we'll say. It's going to be very difficult to come back for Masse, but any round so that they can grab into the second half will make this look a little less one-sided. And Pompa, they're going to try and do their worst. See how they attack this A site. It's just Q Rush tapping away with that USP. Able to take Neeks' head, but the flash bangs in from Pompa as they try to storm their way through. It's going to be a nice shot from Bloody Wolf as he takes the bomb down as well. Marcus will grab one back, but it's shutting the door on the CT side here. Is going to be that Pompa team, but it's still man advantage somehow. Unker is dead alive. Lolly Guzman just hopping through. B hops into the headshot, and now it's a 2 versus 2.
And these pistols working out for Marcus, who finds another headshot, both with a double kill. As Kalash, he needs to match that and find 2 of his own. He's got full HP, Kevlar on his back. He's got a USP in hand, but he is stuck on the A site and the bomb is going elsewhere on the back of Marcus. And they're watching it down. Ordinarily, you want a Molotov for this, but Kalash hasn't actually spotted them onto this site just yet. Lolly Guzman does expose his head, but he is going to very likely shoot Kalash straight off of his shoulders here. Shadow spotted out. Marcus is here for defense as Kalash does find one, but it's traded straight back. Great round from Marcus.
That single-handedly is pretty much just one pump with this best of 2. Straight away now. Only 2 rounds for them to find. Masse putting up a last stand fight at this point. They will pull out the CZs to try and do their damage, but again, this is going to be a long stretch. You've got 4 AKs to really take down at this point. The CZs, yeah, they're very powerful weapons, but against the AKs, you still favour them, and that's exactly why Q Rush going down, but never mind. Straight through the smoke, finds Neeks' head. But walking out of Pop Dog is going to be kills going through. Lolly Guzman, what a spray control. That's 3 kills with the AK, and now this is really one of the final nails in the coffin, I'm afraid. There's 2 players left on the Masse side. The only thing is, Lolly Guzman's 1 HP, so there's still a slither of a chance, but Hyper, he might have just taken that one away.
Yeah, 1 HP. Triple spray down from Lolly Guzman. Maybe ending this series. Balance is going to be able to finally finish Lolly Guzman, but he's got a big crossfire to break, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it with 8 bullets in a CZ75. Needs to be able to grab a rifle right now. Not going to happen is Repo is here, able to fall back straight away. If the push from Pop Dog came in, he'd be able to recede back upstairs and stop the kill from coming through. It's not even going to have to happen. That fallback plan isn't even necessary as Balance falls back, keeps hold of the AK-47. The bomb explodes, and this is map and match point for Pompa, who are staring down the barrel of a second exceptionally strong map. Maybe the quickest 2-0 for the whole day. This is the triple spray down once again. Great spray control from Lolly Guzman there to put them onto map point.
Yeah, they are very close to sort of stealing this best of 2 away so easily. Masse only 2 rounds in this map. I was predicting something a little bit closer, but nothing really being shown here from Masse at all. All of the kills coming through, and that is it. 16-2, the second map ends, and that is a very, very dominant game from Pompa.
Wow, wow, wow. That is a 16-2, a 16-7, a 14-1 in that first map, a 13-2 in the second map. I think I can safely say that is the most convincing game in Legends series. And Dinko, you join us on another bad day. I think you've come 3 days, and those have been the 3 biggest whitewash days. So are you going to come back for a better game?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm available maybe next week. I'll have to check and get back to you. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a game that gets above. Hopefully we'll get a game that gets above maybe 16 rounds on the losing side. Hopefully we'll get that.
Well, we'll have to get him back into action. Thank you so much to Dinko for joining me today on the caster desk. But we're not done with the Counter-Strike. If you want some more, we're back next Tuesday from 6:30. That's when our pre-show starts. The game will be live at 7. Kopzaka versus QB Fire. That's coming up first. And then about 2 hours later, 1.5, 2 hours later, Nexus Gaming versus Epsilon. That's our prime time match for next Tuesday. If we have a look at week 5 as well, we've got some fantastic games coming up, starting with that bout coming up on the Thursday, playing Ducks versus Team Spirit, XCOM versus Pride. A great day of Counter-Strike. And then in a week's time, we've got some more fixtures for you. Tricked, hopefully showing Denmark pride once again. They've had a couple of draws, hopefully trying to put the win on the board against QB Fire, who have been one of the hard hitters this Legends series. Then you've got Team Spirit against Masse. They didn't get lucky today, but the Russian powerhouse. If you're an Masse fan, mark that in your calendar, because they're going to be back just under 2 weeks' time. That's next Tuesday, so mark that in your calendar. That's coming up at the end of that week. But from me, that is pretty much all that we have to say. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thanks so much for joining us this week. It's been a sensational week of Counter-Strike. Make sure that you go to all our social medias as well. We'll be posting the best clips from the last couple of days on our Facebook, on our Twitter. Go follow both, and make sure you tweet at us at the same time to make sure you tell us how you want it. We'll change the show about if you're not enjoying it, but I think everybody is having a great time. I certainly have. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, goodbye everybody.